Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Thoughts on Things. Today I wanted to show you my desk setup for 2020, and I know people like these videos, so I wanted to share my setup with you that I've been using this year. This is going to be my first Workspace video, so I really hope you guys enjoy it. So I have a sit-stand desk from Posturite, and the wooden top is made of maple. It's 160 centimeters wide and 80 centimeters deep, which is a little longer than most desks that you can buy straight off the shelf. But I like having a lot of room and space when I'm working, otherwise things just feel really cluttered. I went for a sit-stand desk because I spend a lot of my time behind the computer and I'm really conscious about having the right posture. I'd say I spend probably 80% of my time standing rather than sitting, so it just makes way more sense for me and my setup. In terms of the office chair, I'm currently using an RH Logic 400, and I think it's brilliant. It provides great upper back support as well as for the neck, and I've never had any issues with it at all. I'm not a huge fan of the blue colour though, which I got on discount, so I will probably change this soon, but otherwise I've been really impressed with this chair, and I've used quite a few. To be honest though, as I mentioned, I mainly stand to work rather than sit, and it keeps me way more active just being on my feet and is generally better for my posture but also my productivity. It just feels more fluid and less formal. When it comes to my computer setup, I'm using the MacBook Pro 16-inch 2019 model. I'm planning to do a separate video to talk you guys through this in more detail, but for now let's just say this thing is an absolute beast. And to be honest, it needs to be, because it's my main computer where I do all of my work from. I've got the 8-core 2.4 GHz version with 64 GB of RAM. Yes, I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's exactly what I need to do all of my design work. You may have also noticed I have a black hard case for my MacBook Pro from ProCase, and I know some people don't like to cover their Macs just because they look so beautiful anyway, but trust me, this thing looks great and it gives me a bit more protection from bumps and scratches. It's also super cheap, and I'll link to it in the description. When it comes to the mouse I'm using, the MX Master 3 from Logitech, I've already done an in-depth review on this, so go and check out that video and have a look. It works really well and is the best mouse I've used by far. I'm not currently using a separate keyboard as I love the new MacBook Pro keyboard, and I also use the MacBook trackpad a lot in conjunction with the MX Master 3, so it works really well just with the current setup that I've got using the laptop keyboard. The final part of my computer setup is the 27-inch ultrafine 5K LG display. I've had this display for a good number of years now, and there's still nothing better on the market for the price in my opinion. Obviously you can get Apple's new Pro display, but you're going to have to be a seriously pro user before you can actually take advantage of the benefits of those displays. Not to mention the price is insane. The ultrafine display from LG though was actually created in partnership with Apple engineers, and you can tell. The quality of this versus their other displays is pretty stark. Apart from the visual quality of the display, which is important for my design work, the major benefit of this screen is that you can power your laptop at the same time. So there's literally just one single cable that plugs into your laptop and you're good to go. I'm not someone that uses lots of peripherals, but there's also a USB-C lightning array on the back of the screen for additional hard drives or memory card adapters for whatever you need. Over to the left of the screen on the desk, I have a Native Union double wireless charger that can charge two devices at the same time. Now some of you may be wondering why I don't have the new Apple MagSafe charger. Well, I actually tried one of these when they first released, but I hated how when you went to pick up your phone, the charger came along for the ride. And on the whole, I think the Native Union just make the best Apple accessories by a country mile. On the left side of my desk, I have a black desk lamp from Angle Boys. The light in this room isn't always great, so having a desk lamp is an absolute must for me, especially when I'm working late or into the early hours. Apart from anything else, I absolutely love the design of this desk lamp. I spent quite a lot of time researching the best lamps out there, and this one is definitely head and shoulders above the rest from a design standpoint. It moves so fluidly, and the design is so classic it will just never go out of fashion, unlike some other more modern designs. I can easily position it for different tasks depending on what I'm doing, and it's brilliant for sketching or doodling ideas late into the evening. Over on the right side of my desk I have a black phone stand from Lamical. This was a super cheap buy, but it's been so helpful. It's great for when you get an unexpected video call from someone on your phone, and you can also plug in a cable whilst it's standing, but to be honest, I rarely do this. I also have this really cool limestone coaster, which I'll link below, as well as this insulated coffee cup, which I use pretty much every morning without fail, circa 7 AM. I just really like the simplicity of both these things, and I think they work really well on the overall setup. As well as these, I always make sure I have some notebooks quickly to hand, as well as a diary on the side and a couple of small reference books. I also have this really nice pen holder, as well as a couple of small plants to help with oxygen flow. I think it's so important to have plants in your workspace, and I think you'll be amazed at how they can enhance your productivity and also your mental health. When it comes to my headphones, in addition to my AirPods, which I generally use for calls, I also have some Bose Quiet Comfort over-ear headphones, which I've had for a number of years now, and they're still top of my list of headphones to recommend. I know lots of people have separate headphone stands, but I personally don't like them. I think they just add clutter, and so I generally just hang them on my screen when I'm using them regularly. I mentioned notepads earlier, and if you've seen my productivity apps video, you'll know that I'm a keen advocate of Evernote. But I'm also a big fan of writing or drawing certain things down on paper. Sometimes there's just no compromise. I generally use 2 different size notepads, both on dotted paper, but I find that lined paper is too restrictive for me, especially when I want to sketch things. But having some faint dots are useful for keeping things neat, as well as giving some perspective when I'm sketching. Some things are just better to write down on paper. As well as this, I also have a small pencil case made from recycled leather, which similarly I'll put a link down to below. So guys, that's my desk setup for 2020. Hopefully you can see how I've tried to keep things really clean, minimalist and simple, just to help with productivity. I might change this around this year, but I really like the setup so far, and I might just keep it pretty much as it is. We'll have to wait and see. I'm really keen to hear what you guys think, and let me know if you have any questions at all about the setup in the comments. As usual, I'll put links in the description to all of my gear so you guys can have a look in your own time. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more.